This is my official preview and predictions for the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Pay-per-view is a week away from this Saturday, so I thought it was only right since pretty much most of the card is already finalized. Let me go ahead and give you all my picks for the show. Very excited for this Royal Rumble. I think this Royal Rumble should be a very, very good premium live event considering this is the very first premium live event of the year for the WWE. But I must first start this off with the United States Championship, Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul. Obviously, Kevin Owens won the tournament to crown himself the number one contender for the U.S. title. And yeah, this should be a pretty good match here between the two guys. Do I think Kevin Owens is going to beat Logan Paul? No, I don't. I think Logan Paul is definitely going to win this match. I won't even be surprised if he actually cheats to win this match. But nonetheless, this should be a really good match, though, between both gentlemen. There's really not more you can really say about Logan Paul at this point. Kevin Owens is obviously no exception. So, yeah, this should be a pretty good match here between both guys. And, yeah, I think Logan Paul's going to retain his title. So, yeah. Okay, so next we got the Royal Rumble matches. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the women here. I think everybody pretty much has a general idea who's going to win for the women. Uh, Bailey. I think Bailey's going to win. I'm predicting Bailey to win the women's Royal Rumble match. And I think ultimately, at the end of the day, she will challenge Io for the championship at WrestleMania. Now, we'll obviously have to see how that story is going to play out from now in Mania, but I think they'll play it very nicely and they'll play it very well. But yeah, you could tell they're doing a big story with that. I mean, Bailey and Damage Control, watching the shows, how it's a big deal that Bailey wins and their focus is winning. And I think that she will win the Royal Rumble match. And, ultimately, you'll choose Io Sky, get kicked out the group. You have that match. So, but nonetheless, it should be a really good overall, really good women's match, Royal Rumble match, actually. So, it's going to be really cool to see who is in this match. Usually you'll have people around this time actually announcing for the Royal Rumble matches, but you only heard a select few. But now let's get on to the men's Royal Rumble match. And man, this men's Royal Rumble has the ability to be probably the best Royal Rumble match probably since 2020. Last year was pretty good. I thought last year was pretty good, obviously. But then the previous 2 years were just like 2022 Royal Rumble was just, it was not good, and 2021 was mid. Wasn't bad, but it was just that, it was just mid. But this year, I mean, the stacked. People like Jey Uso, people like Drew McIntyre, people like Gunther, people like CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn. So many storylines involved, and just so much that can play into this Royal Rumble, which makes this year's Royal Rumble all the much exciting. But at the end of the day, there's 30 superstars. Only one could win. Who's going to be that one? You know, because you can make the case that Cody Rhodes could win. You can make the case Gunther could win. You can make the case that Sami Zayn could win or Drew McIntyre could win. But ultimately, I think this guy, he is the one. He is the best in the world, in his words. I'm talking about the Chicago native, straight edge superstar CM Punk. I think CM Punk is going to win the men's. I said earlier, Bailey's going to win her match. So Bailey and CM Punk will win their respective Royal Rumble matches, because ultimately CM Punk, if he wins the Royal Rumble, he chooses Seth Rollins. But as I'm saying that as the timing of this video, we all saw what happened on Monday Night Raw. Seth Rollins pretty much injuring himself, and the news recently came out that Seth Rollins suffered a MCL tear, unfortunately. We don't really know the full details. Hopefully, he'll still be able to work Mania. He said that he's going to be cutting a promo on Raw this Monday night. But like I said, we don't know. Anything could happen again between now until WrestleMania. But I hope he gets better. I hope he doesn't have to vacate the championship or anything like that. And they still have the match at Mania. But I do think CM Punk wins here still, and ultimately he challenges champion, who I think will probably be Seth Rollins, by this point. Yeah, Seth and Punk at Mania. Probably Mania Night 1 main event, definitely. But now let's get to, this might be the main event. This might not, but there's only really one way I see this match main eventing, and I'll talk about that a little bit, obviously. But the Fatal 4-Way for the undisputed title: Roman, Randy, AJ, LA Knight. So Roman's winning this one. People have been trying to say, well, they can do a curveball by having Roman drop the title without losing, but nah, Roman dropping this title, like even in this Fatal 4-Way match, it wouldn't really feel all that special. He'd have to drop the title again at like WrestleMania. So honestly, Roman Reigns is retaining his championship here. Now, I said earlier this match can main event the show. Now, the reason why I say that is because, again, The Rock. The Rock came out a couple weeks on the first Raw of the year and said, should The Rock sit at the head of the table? And if they're going to do this match, The Rock versus Roman at the Elimination Chamber, which if you do Cody and Roman at Mania, I think that's how you should do it. Rock, Roman, Chamber, Roman wins, faces Cody at Mania, then you do that story. Then I feel like it would be a cool ending if The Rock was to come out and confront Roman Reigns, and then like Monday morning we all wake up, or probably an hour or so after the pay-per-view goes off the air, maybe even after the press conference if they do one, you get the announcement that breaking news, The Rock versus Roman Reigns will take place at the Elimination Chamber for the undisputed title. I think that's how you should go about it. I think that's how you should do it. Plus, it's always a huge pop when The Rock shows up, so to see him show up and confront Roman at the end of the pay-per-view, that would be pretty cool to see. I'm not saying that's going to happen, and even if it does main event the show, it might not still happen. The Rock could probably show up via satellite or some shit like that and say, Roman, I want you for the championship. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But nonetheless, regardless of what goes down, regardless of what match starts the show, ends the show, this Royal Rumble should be a really good show. Like Royal Rumble has always been one of those pay-per-views that really excites you. And again, you're gonna hear from commentary a lot throughout that night. You're gonna hear it before the Royal Rumble, but it's the road to WrestleMania begins at the Royal Rumble. So that the start of that Rumble, we're here, like WrestleMania season, we're here. But I'm gonna go ahead and end the video, and I appreciate everybody watching it. If you made it this far, let me know in the comments, who do you guys think is going to win these Royal Rumble matches? Who are going to win these other matches? And that's pretty much it, man. I'm out.